Hello, I'm Stephen Ho, trader and founder of TheStopHunter. Now, early in December I published a video with my favourite lithium stocks for you to take a look at. Now, one of those was LITHIUM Americas Corp, and so far 2022 it's looking quite positive for the stock. They've had some recent good news. There's a lot of positives going for them. So in today's chart of the day, I'm going to look into the technical analysis and dig around a bit more to find out what is going on with the stock and where the price could be heading next. So with that, let's get on with the analysis. Now, the good news for Lithium America was that yesterday it received two analyst upgrade ratings from Piper Sandler and Deutsche Bank, and you can see the historical progression over the last 3 months of analyst ratings, and we can see overall it has a buy, more buy bias weighting. And in terms of actual estimates, we can also see that as well. And we can see the stock price targets for the year. The high price $44, the average 37.48 with a low of 23.62 from those analysts. Now, all this data is totally free. You'll find it on marketwatch.com, and it's a useful tool just to digging into, like I say, the under the hood of what's going on the fundamentals. So like I said, that was the good news that Lithium Americas received yesterday. They're also doing particularly well on their two projects in Argentina and Nevada. So the fundamentals all looking very good at the moment, especially when you take into consideration the sector it's in and the demand from the EV sector for lithium at the moment. So diving into the technical analysis, we start with the weekly line chart for a longer term perspective. We can see the price running up from the early part of 2020 to highs in the late $37. Now, that was generated mostly because of the EV sector boom that we've seen, and that demand for lithium, and also the way Lithium Americas has established its two projects in Nevada and Argentina. And if we're looking at key numbers, then we go to the Fibonacci's. If it can get through that high area, then $47 could be a potential target. Interesting to compare that to what the analysts think in our previous look just a minute ago. And downside wise, then there's a lot of noise, or start to be a lot of noise around that 61.8 line, just about $24, where you can see the price has hit resistance on the way up previously. And we got our volume profile there on the right, where you can see a lot of that price action happening between that $10 and $24. But at the moment it's reversing around that 78.6% line on the bullish news it received yesterday, and is looking to target previous highs. Now on to the daily Heikin Ashi, and what can we take from it? Well, our signals at the bottom two lines, are negative to neutral at the moment, but are warming up to the positive. Volatility is picking up nicely to 99% annual, above its moving average, and volume also picking up above its longer term moving average. Heading on to the price, we can see that nice uptrend from the summertime, and then we had a pullback later on in the year, and we can see that triangle pattern building up. There are two purple lines there for a possible breakout upwards, and the price has been pretty much within the 2 standard deviation regression trend line. Now that's the pink and light blue shaded areas. Just coming back into it. We did have a sell signal recently in the 2 pink line breakout box set up there. Bit more neutral again, but things look like they flatlined since December. Good news yesterday, maybe moving back now in towards that pink and light blue regression areas. So for the Renko chart, I've used a 60 cents block size. That gives me some shorter term action. Now if we head on to the signals, similar story to the Heikin Ashi, warming up to the upside, probably a bit more bullish actually than that chart. Onto the price, trading above its longer term moving average, come up towards the 2 pink line box breakout setup system there. So still got some room to move to that upside. Now I used the recent uptrend from the summer to create the Fibonacci potential zones, and important for support and resistance areas and targets, and at the moment we're hitting that 61.8% line around about $30, and upside wise next is probably $34-$35, then those highs around $40, and similar to our weekly line chart we've got $48 as a potential upside. Downside, if it reverses from here, loses its momentum, then look for that 38.2% line at 23, and then the 23.6 line at about $19. But overall, momentum looks to be building up for the upside. Now the last chart I'm going to look at is the line break chart. Now I use the 4 line break chart here, and as we can see, I normally use that for reversals against the trend, but we still got the bullish trend reversal in play. Now if we were being aggressive, we would have taken the 2 bar entry. So it's a 4 bar trend filter and then a 2 bar entry, which would have been $28.8. That's gone, so a more conservative entry point is around about $31.50. So look out for that and time that in with the stochastics that I use below that to give me that entry point. So based purely on the technicals, then I'm going to give Lithium Americas a weak bullish signal at the moment. Yes, it had a good day yesterday, but it's still got to build up those technical inputs before becoming truly bullish. See the Heikin Ashi and the Renko, both weak bullish, bit mixed like I said, and in the top right there, going back to that 4 line break chart for those bullish entries that we discussed around 28.8 that's gone, and 31.5 coming up, and into those target areas. The risk return not fantastic. It's because really the stock is quite volatile, so I had to move the potential stop levels reasonably away to give the trade a chance, and that therefore dilutes the risk reward. Upsides 1.63 to 1 and 3.171 to 1, and downsides not as good, 0.94 to 1 and 1.31 to 1. That's not to say you can be even more aggressive than that to improve those risk returns, but I'm going to be a bit more conservative even around that aggressive entry, just like I said, because it's running 100% vol nearly, so it can move quite substantially. So overall then, a weak bullish outlook. So the fundamentals look good. Their Nevada project is one of the biggest lithium resources in the whole of the US. The Argentina one also very promising. Good fundamentals, nicely rated by the analysts, and the technicals warming up also very nicely. So definitely a stock to look out for in 2022. Please let me know in the comments below what you think of Lithium Americas and the lithium market as a whole, and pipe in with some thoughts on the EV stocks around that too. Love to hear your thoughts, where you think it bullish, bearish, has it got any longer term potential. Let me know your thoughts. Now if you like today's video, please give us the thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe and bell buttons to receive future notification of content I will be producing. And all that's left for me to say is thanks for watching. Good luck with the trading, and I'll see you in the next video.